Hello and welcome to the Ollie and Alex show. This is a podcast where me and Alex are gonna sit down every so often and talk about current things that are going on around the world, such as the World Cup at this very moment in time and E3, which has just ended, which are going to be some of the topic points for this show. I'm Oliver, and
I'm
the other
Alex.
person, yeah, the other person's Alex.
I
Hence,
yeah.
hence, hence, hence Ollie and Alex, really. Um, but apart from that, let's get right
Oh
into
no.
the news.
Okay. So before we
Get
get
right into
started,
this.
um, if you're watching this on YouTube and you're new, please subscribe. So we're trying to reach like a new audience kind of thing. And if you're listening to this elsewhere on SoundCloud or iTunes or wherever, some place that we haven't thought
and
of yet,
and all the other jazzy places around the internet.
please please check out our YouTube channel, which is just Ollie and Alex. There'll
It's
probably
quite
be
simple.
it is simple. There'll probably be some sort of link. But if there isn't, just type in on YouTube Ollie and Alex, and we should be the first to come up. But yeah, let's get into the
Exactly.
first topic. Should we go for the World Cup?
We can jump straight into the World Cup, which is obviously just kicked off
Mm.
with well, actually the second day in, but it kicked off yesterday with Russia versus Saudi Arabia, which Russia started off surprisingly well, even though Saudi Arabia were a pile of pants.
They were probably the
Um,
worst team I've ever
it was
seen on TV.
awful. They were
They were
awful.
shocking. They like individually they looked okay.
Yeah,
Like they looked kind of
but
small and quick, and but they gave the ball away so many times.
yeah, exactly. And they made Russia look like a team such as Spain or Germany.
Mm. Yeah,
And to be fair, the last two goals that Russia scored with was it Cherchev and Golovin?
yeah.
Glovin's free kick was all right, even though the keeper kind of just did a star jump in front of the ball.
Yeah,
I
instead
could
of
have saved
diving,
it.
he kind of like jumped and fell with his arm out. Like,
But he couldn't really do anything about Cherchev's outside the foot
oh no, that was a lovely goal.
swazzing
But
banger.
like, none of the goals were like they were quite good. Like I think it was the second one where he kind of flicked it up, but
Yeah,
none of
that was
them were
decent.
hard goals. Do you know what I mean? Like,
No, they all looked really really easy.
yeah, like most teams would have been able to score them. That is just because Saudi Arabia looked really bad. And aren't Saudi Arabia like was it like seven or something of their starting 11 came from two teams, which are the top two
Yeah,
teams in Saudi
and
Arabia.
then yeah, the most of their players came from the top two teams in the Saudi Arabian league, which is saying quite a lot about their team, really.
Yeah, I
And
mean it's different.
like, no disrespect to Saudi Arabia and their team, I'm sure they are a really good team on their day, but just yesterday they looked disorganized, didn't know what they were doing, they looked completely out of their depth,
Mm.
like they didn't really belong in the World Cup.
No, I don't know how they qualified.
I think they came top. I'm not sure. I have to have a
I'm gonna
quick
look at their
look.
group.
But yeah,
Um,
they weren't the best. But today's games, the first two. So I think it started off this morning or this afternoon, early this afternoon, with Uruguay versus
uh,
Egypt.
Egypt.
Egypt. Obviously, Salah didn't start and didn't eventually play at all in the game, which is quite sad to see, especially considering it was his birthday today.
Oh
But
really?
we didn't see him play. Yeah, it was his 26th birthday, but we didn't see him play at all today. Trying to keep him fresh and ready for the next two games, which Egypt are looking to win against Russia and Saudi.
Mm.
But they didn't play him today, and it wasn't the best of matches, if I'm honest. Like Uruguay were dreadful.
I wasn't able to watch
Which
it.
yeah, Uruguay were dreadful, which made Egypt look a lot better than they probably were.
Apparently Suarez had a really bad game.
Yeah, Suarez was horrendous. He had like three opportunities where he should have scored. In all honesty,
Mm.
with the quality Suarez is, but yeah, he didn't. He did. He had an awful game. His touch was off. He looked like, I think Martin Keown summed it up perfectly. His game looked like he was getting like he had something like a truck behind him pulling him back. He
Yeah.
looked like completely off his game completely, and it wasn't the best of games. But obviously Uruguay did go on to win with an 89th minute winner with Jimenez, which I'm happy with because he's in my fantasy team. So
Oh
he
yeah,
got me a fair
we'll get
decent
onto
amount of
that.
points. So he got me 18 points, which was decent.
Before
But
we
yeah,
get off, sorry. Before we get off into the dream team, I just wanted to find or read to you an article that I found from 2014
yeah.
on The Guardian. And I'm going to try and read you the title without laughing.
What? Wait, what is it about? Is it about the World Cup?
Yes, from. No, I don't know. But I'm just going to read you the title of the article.
Okay.
Asamoah Gyan or Gyan
Yeah. Well, is
deny.
he the one from Ghana?
Yes, yeah. Denies murdering rapper in alleged human sacrifice.
What?
The former Sunderland striker attacks press rumours in Ghana. Local reports had linked him to an alleged ritual murder. And rapper Castro and his girlfriend Janet disappeared in July, and he was accused of killing them in a
What?
ritualistic murder.
That's. I don't know what to say about that. I don't know whether that's scary or completely bonkers.
Well, I don't think he got sentenced with anything.
That's like.
From the Daily
Honestly,
Star.
that's madness.
Former Sunderland and Ghana star Asamoah Gyan denies murdering rapper. And this was like a big thing, but I can't remember it. And I feel like this is
To be
something I should have
fair,
remembered.
I didn't know anything about this. Second of all, I swear you went on to search about the Saudi Arabian group, and then
Yeah, I
now you've
did.
just popped up upon
I couldn't
this
find anything.
Asamoah guy being a murderer.
Oh, if you enjoy the World Cup talk, by the way, hopefully this weekend or soon enough, we'll be doing a World Cup prediction where we literally predict every single game of the World Cup, obviously, other than the ones that have already gone. And we'll try and.
We can predict those as well. I reckon Saudi Arabia beat Russia.
2-0.
Yeah, 2-0 to Saudi.
Which I actually had, to be fair. I had Russia to win 2-0.
To be fair, the crazy thing is when it went 1-0, my mum came into the room where I was watching it, and I said to her, "This is now going to be 5-0." And it ended
I
up
said
being
they're
5-0.
going to
They
smash
scored.
them, didn't I?
They scored 2 goals in the final. Yeah, they scored 2 goals in the final 2 minutes in extra time, which was or the added time. Sorry, which was the 2 best goals of the match.
Yeah,
which was decent. But anyway,
dream team.
Yeah. So Jimenez scoring the winning goal for Uruguay. Back onto that.
Yep.
It was a decent header, in all fairness. He won the free kick and they put a ball in, and he won a header, and it was a good header. But both himself, Jimenez, and Godin were the star players for Uruguay by a long way. Maybe Cavani was up there; he had a few decent attempts. But Godin, as a captain and a leader for Uruguay, literally carried his team to that victory. Like there were some cases in the match where he would get the ball from defence or pick the ball up from defence from an interception or tackle and just run the whole length of the pitch, passing it and wanting the 1-2, getting into the box, trying to put balls in. He literally took the game by the scruff of the neck sometimes and was the epitome of incredible leader and a world-class defender. Like he's up there with, in my opinion, he's probably the best defender in the world right now. Maybe Ramos, but defense-wise, defending ability-wise, Godin's the best, and his mentality and his knowledge for the game as a defender is incredible. And yeah, he won Uruguay that match in my opinion, despite Jimenez scoring the goal. But yeah, he was incredible.
I've just looked at our league, which I'm not going to say the name of, but you are topping it because you've got 44 points.
Yeah,
and you've only got
Ronaldo scored a hat trick.
Yeah, you've only got 2 players on your team that have got you points, but they've got you 44 points. And
Yeah, I know,
Ramos
it's mental.
has taken away 2 points, and I've had -4 points because of
Gay.
no, Ramos and PK.
Oh, did you not have who's had?
I thought I
Someone
had
else
De
must
Gea,
have the Gea in goal.
but I thought I had De
But did you
Gea.
see his mistake?
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, it's dreadful.
that was bad.
Before we get the Spain Portugal game,
Mm.
we had the cracking world class display of Morocco versus Iran.
Oh god.
Once again, like following up from the Uruguay Egypt game, it wasn't the best of games.
Mm.
Like Morocco had a lot of the possession for a majority of the match, but yeah, an own goal from Morocco causing Iran to win 1-0. In the 95th minute, obviously heartbreak for the Moroccan player. I can't remember who scored the own goal now, but it must be devastating to score an own goal for your country in the World Cup stage. It's devastating.
With
but
their biggest
one
chance to
one
win as well.
one thing I did notice when watching the match was how quick the Iran strike force was.
Mm.
Like they were ridiculously fast. It was mental. And Iran had chances to win the game. To be fair, they had probably the best opportunity where one of their strikers was throwing goal and he just got the ball stuck under his feet and
Yeah.
put a bit of a pansy shot at the keeper. But yeah, it was a bit of a disappointing game, and I was like, I don't want the World Cup to just be 1-0 victories with the goals coming in the 89th or 90th minute plus. But that all changed with Spain and
Yes.
Portugal this evening, which was an absolute belter of a game, ending 3-3. It was insane. To be fair, you missed 2 of the goals,
I know. I was having a shave.
and then one of them you were probably walking home because when I got into my house, I missed a Ronaldo's
Yeah.
penalty,
Yeah, I missed Ronaldo's penalty.
which was 3rd minute in. But
Mm.
Ronaldo's hat trick was incredible.
Yeah.
Like I know one of them was a penalty, and another one was literally De Gea cocking up, but
Mm.
his free kick at the end to
Oh.
level it up to make it 3-3 was incredible, and it was
The
just funny because I
technique
was,
It's
yeah,
just because he hits it with the side of his foot, and that wasn't even a
yeah,
knuckleball either. Like,
and it curved round the wall and dipped so much to
yeah,
get it into that top corner
yeah,
was really good, and to beat a world class keeper like De Gea,
mm,
it takes a lot of doing.
yeah, and
But it was
he's
just
done
funny
it.
because before he took it, I was telling to my mum and dad saying he isn't going to score this because Ronaldo never scored. Like he scores free kicks once in a blue moon. Like he doesn't score them regularly,
Yeah,
like a lot of people think. Like I know he has that signature style where he steps up for it and
I think
stuff.
it's because when he scores them, they tend to be screamers.
Yeah, exactly. So everyone associates Ronaldo with scoring free kicks, even though that was the first free kick he scored in an international competition, and that was his 45th free kick attempt to score.
Mm.
So 45th time lucky, I suppose. But that's like now it's over to Messi. It's in Messi's hands now to show what he can do now against Iceland tomorrow morning.
Yeah, and that's a good
And
chance.
yeah, if he can score a few goals in that match, then I reckon this is a big World Cup for Ronaldo and Messi,
Yeah,
which is quite exciting.
I think we're so lucky
Yeah,
because they're undoubtedly two of the best ever players that will ever play the game.
I'm personally a Ronaldo fan.
Mm.
Like I love Messi and the stuff he does, but I think Ronaldo's the best player physically
Mm.
and technically, the best player we'll ever see on the planet for a long time as well.
I've read the
Because
thing about him saying that he could be playing into his 40s because he's got like the body
yeah,
of like a 22-year-old.
yeah, because it's his physicality that makes him, in my
Scary.
opinion, better than Messi.
Mm.
Like Messi will probably retire in his mid-30s, maybe 36, 37, because he hasn't got that physicality about him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but Ronaldo, he is a beast.
He is.
In
He's
many
decent,
ways, he
isn't
is.
he?
And he's what 33, nearly 34 now,
Yeah, that is
and he's
unbelievable.
scoring hat tricks in World Cup still.
Yeah, it is.
He's literally in that game. He doubled up his World Cup tally. Like he went from 3 goals in 3 competitions to now 6 goals in 4 competitions.
Mm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know it doesn't
but
matter, but like, I wonder what Ronaldo's and Messi's scores, like ratings, will be on FIFA when they're inevitably icons. Like,
They have to be like 99 and
Yeah,
98.
yeah.
They have to be up there with Maradona and
well,
Pele
yeah, definitely.
in that rating.
I,
But yeah,
I
it's
enjoyed
just,
your
it's
rants
very
you had to me about Maradona.
what about him being
Overrated.
not even that
A
good.
fraud.
Yeah, he is overrated. He literally, the only game us England fans know him for is that one game where he did the hand of God and literally scored one of the best goals ever. Like that's the only reason we consider him amazing. I mean, I don't know anything else that he's done. Like I know he scored quite a lot of goals for Napoli and Argentina,
Mm.
but apart from that, you can't really compare him to Pele because I know a lot more about Pele. And I feel like I should know a lot more about Maradona, but I don't know. It's just one of those things, you know.
Mm.
I just think Maradona's a bit overrated. He's not as good as what probably people make him out to be,
Mm.
and especially in regards to Pele. Like Pele, we know he scored them 1,000 goals.
Which is insane.
It's ridiculous, and you know, I know he only did it in Brazilian league, but you know that he was the youngest Brazilian to win the World
Yeah.
Cup. How he was like one of the top goal scorers. He's top goal scorer for Brazil, and all this.
Mm.
And I don't know if it's just because Messi's Argentinian as well, and how Messi's probably broken a few of Maradona's records,
Yeah.
or what have you. But you just don't hear as much about Maradona and what he's done.
Mm.
You just know that he was a good player at his time,
Yeah.
but you don't know exactly why, apart from that hand of God situation, which is infamous for what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't really know, if you know what I mean.
Mm. No, I know what you
It's
mean.
just one of those things. But yeah, it's crazy. It's
It's
crazy wild, and it's just a pleasure to be alive during a time where we have two like Pele's and Maradona's
Yeah.
playing at the same time, like in Messi and Ronaldo.
Yeah.
And even in the future, where we have the potential to have Neymar, Mbappe,
Mm-hmm.
Hazard, even players like Lamar and that sort of player,
Mm.
where they're young and they have the potential to be world class. Even Rashford and what he's doing at his age is, is good time to be a football fan at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Now,
It's crazy.
moving on slightly.
Wait,
I can hear my voice. I don't know why I can hear my
got
voice.
one thing to mention before we move
Mhm.
on. Nacho's goal.
I need to watch it. In
It's
fact, I'm going to watch it now.
watch it now. Watch it now. It is that good.
Okay.
It's insane. Literally, F2 freestylers would be proud at the amount of swaz he put on that ball.
Yeah.
And for a defender as well, it's even more impressive.
Yeah.
And it is that good. It's the goal at the moment, goal of the tournament.
Ooh.
Just the technique and the way he sliced across the ball to get that spin on it, to get it into the net, and it hit both posts, which makes it even more like satisfying to watch.
Mm.
It was a
Oh, here we
very
go.
nice goal. It is so good.
Ah, FIFA have already blocked it. Okay. Spain versus Portugal.
It was like it out of the two goals at the moment for the best goal in the tournament so far. Even though there's been like 4 games,
Mm.
it's the 2 goals have been in that match. So you got Ronaldo's free kick
Yeah.
and Nacho's half volley.
Oh my word. Wow.
It is good, isn't it?
That does have swaz. That has got serious swaz on it.
There's one camera angle which shows just
Yeah,
how
I
much
just
it curls.
I just saw it. Yeah. The
It's so
technique.
good.
Oh, that is lovely.
It is mental. It is so nice.
Oh, that is
So good.
So
All right.
yeah, England. Football's
Yeah.
coming home. As we were singing.
That's literally the only song I've been listening to over the past couple of days.
It's the only song I've
Three
been
Lions.
talking. I've just been constantly in my head. Football's coming
3
home.
lines on the shirt. Jewels remain still gleaming. 30 years of hurt, even though it's like 50 years now, 52 years. 52 years of hurt. Never stop me dreaming. But yeah, I reckon I've been saying this to a lot of people now. The England camp and what I've seen of the training and the build up is all very calm and positive, all good
Yeah.
vibes.
Yeah.
Apart from that Sterling tattoo thing, which was a couple of
Oh,
weeks ago now,
I don't even
which
want
was
to get onto it because it's
ridiculous in
just going to annoy
itself,
me, and I
the
can't
media.
be bothered to talk about the Sun.
But the camp and the vibe of all the players getting along, all happy, and I think it's a lot of credit goes to Gareth Southgate in the way he set
Mhm.
everything up.
Mhm.
Like I feel a confidence going into this competition. Like I know probably won't go on and win it,
No.
but I feel like we can do something with this team.
Mhm.
Maybe um, have a surprise game where we go on and smash Belgium or somewhere. We're like,
Yeah.
oh okay, we got a good chance in this competition.
If
And
things go our way, we could end up playing Poland in the round of 16, I
it's
think,
round,
which I
it's
think we could
either
do.
yeah we can beat Poland. It's either Poland or Colombia, in my opinion,
Yeah.
who can qualify from their group. So we either play one of them two, depending
Mm.
on if we finish top or second.
Mm.
And then out of that, depending on how Germany and Brazil get on in their two groups, we end up playing either one of those two in the
God.
quarters.
That's the
And to be fair, we've seen England
yeah,
beat Germany
and
and
Brazil.
Brazil
Yeah,
before,
I remember.
so
Didn't we
we
draw
know
with
it's
Brazil a few years ago?
yeah, and we beat Germany like a year and a half ago now,
Mhm.
or a couple of years ago. So we know it is possible that we can beat these teams. It's just in the World Cups and big tournament situations, which
See, I think in the next World Cup, I think we. Oh God.
that was a tasty voice break.
First one of the series. No, I think in 4 years, I think our team will be really good because
Yeah,
we've got our young players now who are going to be at like their prime, and then we'll also have a
yeah.
new group of young players. And I
But
think
here's
because our England under 21s smashed it, they smashed the Toulon
yeah.
tournament.
But the thing is with those players is that they're not getting the club opportunities
Mm,
to improve even further. Whereas I feel like now this tournament for our senior squad
mm,
is the perfect tournament to show the world just how good these players are.
yeah,
Because I feel like if players like Harry Kane, Dele Alli, Rashford, and Sterling don't perform in this World Cup,
mm,
and when the next World Cup comes along, players aren't going. They're still going to be like really good, but I feel like this tournament is going to show the world that these players are at a high, almost world class quality.
yeah,
Especially for Harry Kane. I was watching BBC today, and they said Harry Kane is the closest player England have to a world class player,
yeah.
and this tournament is his pedestal to show the world that he is a world class player and a world class
Because
striker.
he's
I feel like
he's
if he doesn't do it in
underperformed,
this
hasn't he?
tournament, yeah, I feel like if he doesn't do it in this tournament, the next tournament comes around and or the next World Cup comes around, and he's going to be 28
Hmm.
in that World Cup, and by that time he's sort of come into the end of his prime.
Mm. I
So
mean, if he doesn't do it then
this is the
that's it.
time. Yeah, this is the time where he's going to show. I feel like he's going to show the world that he is world class, and I think he is going to get 4 or 5, maybe even 6 goals to help England do well in this tournament.
Mm.
And I feel like another player who's going to do well is Sterling.
I really hope so.
I like
I'm
over the
really
past couple
rooting
of
for
years,
Sterling.
like since the last World Cup, where even the Euros, where he's had a lot of grief from the press,
Mm.
even the build up for a little bit of this World Cup. But I feel like he's coming into this tournament with good mentality, coming off winning the Premier League with Man City. He's coming into this World Cup with a good mentality, good vibes,
Hmm.
and he's had the best season uh, on a personal level that he's had in his entire career, scoring the most goals, getting the most
Hmm.
assists. So I feel like this is a big tournament for Sterling as well. Like I feel out of any other players who are going to carry this team, it's going to be Kane, Sterling, and I think Rashford, in my opinion.
Hmm.
Even though he's got a little knock on his knee
Oh,
at the
yeah,
moment, but I feel
he's meant
like
to be okay.
that's all right then. But yeah, I feel
Because he
like
trained
Rashford's going to have
today.
a really, really good tournament, and I think it's going to if he has a good tournament, Rashford, in this World Cup, I think it's going to help him in his Man United career as well,
Yeah,
and he's going to
yeah.
get more game time there, which hopefully he does, because I think he's a world class youngster at the moment
hmm
with a lot
But
of promise.
what I've noticed in the last week or so on Twitter, especially now, I don't know if this is because I didn't. I don't know. I didn't pay as much attention to Twitter 4 years ago. I'm not sure,
Yeah,
but the vibe on Twitter. I just heard myself again. That's really weird. Like sometimes I can like hear myself for a few seconds. It's kind of weird. But the vibe on Twitter and the vibe in real life is like positive about England.
yeah.
Like
There's a good positivity about England. There's no real pressure on the squad
no.
either to do well, because obviously we've been disappointed in previous years.
Mm,
There's no pressure on them, so there is the potential for a big surprise in this tournament.
yeah. Like I saw a tweet on Twitter, obviously. It was the picture of the England players on the plane. I don't know if you saw it. It was just like a picture they put on there on the England Twitter page. And I saw a
Yeah,
tweet that got thousands of retweets and stuff, and it was like, "Mad, the next time they'll be back in this country, they'll be World Cup winners." And like,
yeah.
it's just like I don't know, like it's light-hearted, but
And
it's
it's crazy to
exciting.
think that there is potential for that to happen.
Yeah.
And I reckon I'm going into this tournament with an open mind,
Mhm.
and if we don't do well, then so be it.
Mhm.
But if we do well, and I'll be over the moon.
Yeah.
Like, it'll be so good, and especially going down to the pub to watch the
Oh
games,
yeah.
the atmosphere, and it'll just do the country the world of good if the team do
Dude.
really well in the tournament, and I hope they do well.
No, no.
Like,
Like
it's
I don't know.
crazy.
It's weird because I think the Euros from 2 years ago there was
So
it was so
disappointing.
negative. I think like I think our team for the Euros and the last World Cup was really good. Like we had that. It was kind of that ending era, wasn't it, where we had Rooney, Lampard, Gerrard,
Yeah,
like those
not the
players.
not the Euros. I think
No,
the
not the
Euros squad
Euros.
was one of the weakest.
Definitely. Yeah.
Even though it's because we had Kane, we had Ali, but they were only just sort of
Yeah. No.
blossoming
Yeah.
at that point. Now they're at the almost. Deli Ali's still young. I
Yeah.
know he's only not well
But
21,
he's
but Kane is
better.
getting to that prime era now.
Hmm.
Um, but comparing this squad to our previous squads of 2016 Euros in
Mm.
France and the Brazil World Cup in 2014, and even the 2012 Euros and 2010 World Cup,
Mm.
I feel like this squad of players is the best all round squad of
Yeah.
players.
Yeah.
Like, obviously in 2010, pardon me, in 2010 we had Lampard and Gerrard and Ferdinand and all that in the defence,
Mm.
but at the same time we had Matthew Upson playing next to Ferdinand
Mm.
and John Terry, and
And
but
Robert
they were
Green in
all
goal.
no, Robert Green and James and what is his
Mm.
name?
I can't
Is
remember
that his
who.
name? David James.
Yeah,
David James.
David
That's it.
James. Yeah.
But those sort of players like the Lampards and Gerrards and Terrys, they'll sort of come into the end of their career at that
Yeah.
point, if that makes sense.
See, I think
But
that's
I feel like this squad is young. It's hungry for success now,
it's exciting.
and it is exciting to be an England fan because I think there is a lot of promise, especially now with the likes of Kane and Ali and Rashford and Sterling and all these other players that can take this England team and do well with it. But the one thing that is probably dragging this team down is, apart from Sterling and the Man City players and potentially Man United players, a
Mm.
lot of the team is Tottenham,
Yeah.
and Tottenham haven't really had a lot of domestic success.
Mm.
So they don't have winners in their team.
Mm.
It looks like Kane hasn't got that experience to win things. They get to semi-finals and bottle it.
Mm.
Ali the same. He gets to semi-finals, bottles it.
Mm.
They don't have that winning experience that the like of Spain have,
Yeah.
Germany have, France have.
Mm.
They don't have. That's the thing. We don't have winners in our team,
Yeah.
which is maybe the one downfall we potentially have that we don't have that experience for if we get into the quarters or semi-finals to get us that step further.
For me, our weakest point is our defense. I know
Yeah, our
people would disagree with that, but
defense isn't the best, and our goalkeeper.
yes,
Like we got three. I'll say average keepers.
yeah,
We got Pope, who's all right. He's done really well for Burnley this season. Whether he can replicate that next season, we'll soon find
yeah,
out.
exactly.
We got Pickford, who is 24. He's getting there. He's getting at that stage where he's becoming good. And we got Butland, who is also like Pickford, is getting to that stage where he's becoming good. But
Our
apart from that,
most senior goalkeeper is Joe Hart, and Joe Hart is Joe
he's
Hart.
not.
You know,
He's just he's done well for
Yeah.
England, sort of up until
he's had his He's got a
2016.
legacy, doesn't
He's
he?
had he's had his time as an England player.
Yeah,
But yeah, we don't have a keeper where I'm like, yes, you're definitely starting, you're world class.
exactly.
We don't have a Neuer, we don't have a Lloris, we don't have a De Gea. We just don't have that sort of player. And same with our defense. We don't have a definitive back three. I still don't know the back three we're going to
No.
start. I know for definite Carl Walker's going to have to play in that back three that we're going to obviously play. But the other two, it could be Cahill Stones, it could be Cahill Maguire, it could be Stones Maguire. It could be Cahill Stone. It could be any.
For me, like
one of those.
You look at Spain. I know they leaked 3 goals in, but that was just because of they conceded a penalty and a free kick and a goalkeeping error.
Yeah, but you know that Piqué and Ramos are going to start as them 2 centre backs.
Yeah, the thing is they've got 4
defence.
good defenders and arguably the best goalkeeper in the world, who I know messed up today,
made
but
a bit of a mess up. But
in general he is, But like their defense, Alba, Ramos, Piqué, and then is it Carvajal?
He didn't play that. That was
No.
Nacho today. Because obviously Carvajal's injured.
So that is so strong.
Yeah,
that is so strong. And then
really,
you've got ours, where we've got a decent left back, a good right back, and then some.
Even though our right back's going to be playing centre back.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
Walker,
yeah, and then some.
We'll have Trippier probably playing right wing back.
Like Phil Jones,
Oh yeah, we forgot about
Phil Jones is in our squad,
which is always a risk.
Yeah,
taking Phil Jones is like he's prone to making a mistake.
Yeah.
Same with Stones. Same with any of our defence, really.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing.
That risk that we're gonna have to take, really.
See, that's like with England. I feel excited when we go forward, but going back, defending, never we're always prone to conceding.
Yeah.
Like whether that be against Tunisia,
it's always like a heart and mouth situation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I never feel that confident when we defend. Like even with our goalkeepers. Like I guess our style is going to have to be attack is the best form of defense, because that's what we're kind of relying on.
And even Southgate's admitted, saying that this is the one way we're going to play, and it is adaptable to certain situations. But we are going to stick to this all the way through the tournament.
Yeah,
depending on how far we get, obviously. But they're going to stick with this 3 at the back or 5 at the back, however you want to see it. But we're going to stick with this formation and tactic all the way through the tournament. There's no plan B. There's only this plan. And yeah, I don't know whether that's sort of naive going into the tournament, in the way that if things do go tits up, then we
don't have a backup
literally have no backup plan. We don't have an Andy Carroll on the bench where we can just hoof the ball up top and even header in a
See, that was Leeds.
goal.
That was our problem the season before last. We did really well, and then Gary Monk didn't have a backup plan, and he said in his interviews his plan B is to make sure plan A works. And that sounds good, but when plan A doesn't work, and when plan A stops working, you literally can't
look around wondering what they're gonna do now.
And when you're not used to losing, like it is hard, and that is a problem. But at the same time, if that is all you've got, then that is all you've got.
But hopefully, because it's a World Cup tournament, there's not many games. There's a maximum of 7 matches.
Yeah, exactly.
That we have to play, and fingers crossed that this plan A does work out for us. But overall, yeah, I'm optimistic going into this tournament. I'm not overconfident about the England squad, even though it is a good squad, I'm not overconfident. I'm not overestimating where this squad can go in the tournament. I reckon realistically, quarterfinals,
Hmm.
but maybe a surprise going into the tournament. Maybe
Yeah.
there is a surprise on the horizon for us, but who knows?
Mm.
But I'm just excited. I'm excited to watch England again in the World Cup.
Me too.
It's just it's a
I've
good
got World
feeling.
Cup fever.
Good.
Like,
Yeah, it's an incredible feeling. I'm buzzing for it.
so before we talk about FIFA 19 and a bit about FIFA 18,
E3 and all E3 and all that shenanigans and stuff. Yeah.
USA, Mexico, and Canada winning
Yeah,
the
they're
World Cup
hosting the
bid.
2026 World Cup.
What do you think about that?
I'm happy about that. I
Mm.
think it's incredible. I think because soccer, as they call it over in North America, which is completely ridiculous, should be just football. But yeah, football over there is growing
It's
every
exciting.
day. It's increasing. It's almost like is football's being reborn in America. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like it was never popular. Now it's suddenly got this resurgence of it's becoming popular in America and Canada and Mexico. And it's becoming a big sport in their culture now.
Yeah.
And it is exciting because a lot of their fans are excited, even though they're the cringiest fans in the entire
Yeah,
world.
that's what I worry about. The fact that it is so
Yeah,
plastic, like in the sense that it is all new. Like
yeah.
how
Maybe
I
they're
don't
just
understand how
like
the new
supporting their team for the sake of supporting their team.
exact like I don't understand how the new the new Los Angeles team has fans when there already
Yeah,
was an LA Galaxy. Like, do you know what I
who
mean?
knows?
It
Maybe it's
is,
similar to like a Liverpool Everton situation. Who knows?
yeah. Yeah,
But yeah, I get what you
I don't know
mean.
how I feel about
But
it
at the
being
same
three
time,
countries or three, isn't it?
I think it's good because it almost in an American politics sort of situation,
Mm.
it unites all the countries together.
Yeah,
Whereas there's been a lot of like almost controversy between America, Trump, obviously, and
Mexico,
Mexico,
yeah.
and the wall and all that shenanigans. So this sort of unifies the countries together,
Yeah.
which in a way is really good.
Mm.
So that's probably why, and that's a good thing in many ways.
Mm.
But on a football aspect, it is a lot of travelling, but it's no more travelling than what Russia is at the
Yeah, because
moment.
Russia's huge.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's like 300 kilometers between, or 300, or 3,000 kilometers between one stadium and another stadium. And time difference, like one side of Russia is probably 4 hours, 5 hours
Yeah,
ahead, whereas another side's only a couple hours ahead,
yeah. No,
which is
it's
madness.
going to be weird. I don't know. I think the Qatar World Cup, I don't even want to talk about it because it is a ridiculous thing
It's a
and it should
mess.
never have happened and it is
No,
happening.
it should get like I don't know how to say it. Should be given to another
Oh,
country.
without a
The
doubt.
World Cup.
Because I think England were in for that, weren't we? We put
Yeah, and there was a
ourselves.
lot of bribery being involved
Oh,
with
yeah.
Qatar
It's been
and
confirmed, hasn't
FIFA.
it? I
Yeah,
think it's
and
disgusting.
it's just
I'm pretty
the way it's being
sure
played in the winter as well. It's
it's
just
stupid. I don't know how it's going to work, but
ridiculous.
I think England like, we put a bid in
Yeah.
and it's meant to be a vote, isn't it? And
Mhm.
apparently we came last out of the four. So that means I think
Which is
Qatar and
ridiculous.
literally some other country like Qatar came above us, and it is ridiculous because no one in the world who knows anything about football would choose Qatar over
Exactly.
England. And I'm gonna be honest, I'd never heard of Qatar. I was young,
All
but
Qatar have is money.
Mhm.
Yeah, all I knew Qatar from was the Qatar
Qatar
Airlines from
Airways,
the
yeah.
Barcelona shirt.
Hmm. And
It's just ridiculous. Like all Qatar have is money,
it's got confirmed
and
as well that they
that's the
did take
only
bribes.
reason. Yeah, yeah, it's the only reason they've got the World Cup in 2022.
And it is like murderous, isn't it? Like it genuinely has killed people working in the stadium.
It's mad. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's honestly stupidity. But the 2026 in America, Mexico, and Canada.
No, I'm looking forward to it,
I reckon I'm looking forward to it, and we're also going to be like in our 20s at that point,
which is weird.
and it is weird.
I mean, this is
but at
our
the same
first World
time,
Cup that we've.
we could literally go to America and
Yeah,
watch the games.
that is
which
crazy.
will be absolutely incredible.
I don't know how that's going to
Because
work though, because you'll obviously need a visa for America and then one for Mexico and then one for Canada. Like, I don't know how
Oh, yeah.
that's all gonna work, but no, I think that's gonna be good. It's gonna be weird. Like, it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be fun. Like, Russia doesn't
There
sound
was a lot
fun.
of like,
Do you know what I mean? Like,
no, yeah, so I get what you mean. Like Brazil sounds fun.
uh-huh,
South Africa sounds
yeah,
fun, but Russia
bit
sounds,
scary, like bit
especially with the
edgy. You know?
history with Russian fans. There was a lot of, yeah,
I've read
there's
a
a lot
thing
of,
that homosexuality, obviously, that's frowned upon in Russia, but in Qatar,
yeah,
you can be killed,
yeah.
and
It's
yet
horrible.
that's what they're promoting in a way. Because with the World Cup, you're promoting that country, you're promoting its values, like, and all that it stands for.
Yeah,
And I think for too many reasons that World Cup is going to be awful, and I'm scared because
yeah.
that
Well,
could be our World Cup, that could be our time to shine, and it's
yeah.
Qatar.
In all honesty, I really hope that Qatar pull it out the bag.
Yeah, I don't know
And I
how.
hope it is, and I hope it is going to be a really good World Cup, and
It's going to be
they
one
prove
that we'll
all
definitely
of us
remember.
wrong. But at the same time, at the moment, I'm not going to Qatar World Cup,
No,
even though it's 4 years away, and we're literally only just kickstarted the 2018 World Cup
yeah,
in Russia. But the Qatar World Cup hasn't got me buzzing
no,
at the moment.
no.
But
Anyway,
yeah,
let's move away
on
from
yeah, let's move away
real
from
football
football
into virtual
into
football.
virtual football.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, are we allowed to talk
FIFA
about your
19.
playtesting now? Because I mean,
I'm not sure.
I know YouTubers have
I
been
played.
talking about it.
Yeah, I know they've been talking about FIFA 19. I don't know.
All right, we'll talk about what
I
they've been
don't think.
saying.
I don't. Yeah. I think I'm allowed to talk about specific gameplay things
Okay.
now because they've been revealed.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
But
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
certain things that haven't been revealed yet, so
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk about them.
We'll talk about the mechanics. So
Yeah, mechanics.
basically, Ollie game
FIFA
tested
19.
FIFA 19, and we don't know if he's allowed to say certain things. So we'll just talk about things like
I'll let you bring
yeah,
up the
exactly.
things that
Okay.
you know.
So I know we've already had this conversation, but obviously not like this.
Yeah.
Apparently the passing's good.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard.
Passing. It feels a lot more like PES
Hmm.
in the way it's very responsive and quick passing. Like you're watching the Spanish football,
Yeah,
like Spanish football team pass the ball around nice and quickly. It's very responsive, which is good because obviously in the past couple FIFAs, passings and the responsiveness of the game
mm,
has sort of been a weak
yeah.
point
So
in many aspects, especially for you and in pro
pro clubs.
clubs
See, that's the thing.
because
I actually quite like the passing in FIFA 18. I know a lot of people don't, but I actually don't mind it. I think when you're playing with
it's not
good
the
players,
best.
it's fun.
It's because it's not responsive, and
But
that's
yeah,
why I'm not a fan of it.
yeah. Apparently, it does like you said, the responsiveness of the whole game is good. Like you tell players to do things, they'll do it straight away. Whereas, especially on pro clubs and online, there is that like I don't know, there is that kind of. I think with FIFA 18, sometimes it feels kind of heavy. Like it feels
Yeah,
like
there's that sort of delay, isn't there?
yeah, yeah, it feels like there's a delay, but I'm not sure there is. I just think that's the way the game plays. Like it
Yeah,
feels heavy. It feels like the players like weigh like 20 stone each. Like it feels like you're playing with like a boxer, like a heavyweight boxer.
yeah, I know what you mean. It's good that in FIFA 19 that they've made it more responsive
Mm,
and more and less like how you've described it,
yeah,
and it does make the game a lot more fun to play
yeah,
as well, which is great for a lot of gamers. But the thing is with FIFA is that they'll release a really good game gameplay wise,
mm,
but a couple weeks later they'll bring out an update and it'll completely change the
yeah.
gameplay and the way the game feels, and everyone will be like, "Oh, FIFA and EA have changed it
So
again."
that's what Matt HD
Which,
Gamer was saying today. He said the passing
yeah,
feels like perfect now. Because
yeah, but with updates to come and obviously demo and different tweaks that they're making before the actual release of the game, the passing will probably feel completely
yeah,
different when the game releases to what it
dud.
did when I played the game.
Do you know if you've got if
So
your build is the one that they're using now, or
I'm not 100%
I'm
sure. I
gonna
don't know
presume
about
it
that.
is, or a very similar build,
Yeah,
maybe slightly later.
I'll probably make a wild guess at that, but yeah, I'd say maybe probably an alpha, maybe
Yeah,
beta.
I reckon
probably
it's
a beta build. I would say more of a beta
yeah,
sort of stage.
because
So
especially with
it's the
YouTubers, they
build probably
like you weren't allowed to talk about it, whereas
no.
YouTubers are going to be telling their millions of
Yeah,
subscribers.
I feel like this is the build they're playing is the one that's going to be the build just before the demo.
Yeah.
So
But
yeah,
that's the thing. Every demo that I've played on FIFA has never felt like the game ever,
no, yeah.
ever.
Like the demo always feels like 100 times harder
Yeah,
than actual game
it
when
feels more
releases, and
unpolished
the game,
and
yeah,
like more.
which
I don't
is
know.
what you
Sometimes it
come
feels
to
kind of
expect,
too silly. Like I remember,
like arcadey.
yeah,
You mean?
yeah. Like I can't remember what FIFA it was. It might have been 16, but I remember the demo felt so fast and it was weird. Like it was like this doesn't feel
Oh yeah,
real.
this when you're playing, this game feels a lot slower,
Mm,
but it feels like you're in control of the players more.
yeah,
If that makes sense. So when I'm dribbling, I feel like I'm in control of the player, and the player isn't out of my control.
yeah.
The player, it doesn't feel like the player is going to take that extra touch that I don't want him to.
Mm,
And when I click pass, he's just going to pass it immediately.
yeah.
So yeah, there's that aspect of it, which I think is a good improvement and something that FIFA lacks in terms of the PES FIFA
Yeah,
rivalry, obviously, because PES's gameplay is ridiculously good and fun,
yeah.
and it always feels new every time you play it.
Mm,
Feels fun to play and even sometimes fun to watch. Whereas the FIFA gameplay, it isn't necessarily fun all the time. It's very frustrating
yeah,
because the players don't necessarily do what you want them to do.
yeah,
Whereas now in this FIFA 19, players can do the things that you want them to do,
yeah.
which is great.
Um,
It is great.
I think we should talk about Black Ops 4 after this, and then sort of wrap it up as it gets to the hour mark.
Can do, yeah. We could also talk a little bit about obviously we got Last of Us
Yeah,
Part 2
Assassin's
and
Creed.
all Assassin's Creed Odyssey,
Hmm.
even Cyberpunk 2077, which I'm hyped for.
But
But back to FIFA 19.
yeah, I was gonna say about
Alex,
the
what is your opinion
okay.
on them getting the rights for the Champions League and the Europa League?
Okay, I was gonna talk about the tactics, but this is bigger. Like,
Yeah, we'll go on to tactics after this.
I feel sorry for Pez because I know technically it doesn't matter, but for a lot of people, and
It is a
admittedly
big
me
factor for a
including,
lot of people.
like yeah, I like to feel immersed when I play FIFA. Like I like to feel like I am not in control of, but like watching a real football game. Like I like to feel
Yeah,
like, do you know what I mean?
you're watching a real match. Like
Yeah,
you're watching the Champions League final when you're in the final,
yeah,
rather than you're in the Champions Cup
yeah.
final.
It's just not the same. Like I normally just play as Leeds or like a League Two team or something when I do my careers.
Yeah, so you do a road to glory, but when you get into that
That's about the
Champions
time where I
Cup
stop
place,
playing.
yeah, once you get into the Champions Cup place, you don't feel like you're actually rewarded to get into that stage.
No, exactly. Like
Whereas now with the introduction to with the Champions League and even the Europa League,
yeah,
it feels like there's a lot more possibilities to feeling like I'm actually in the Champions League now
Like-
with your League Two team
yeah.
or your with Leeds, for
See,
example.
I remember on FIFA 15, I think it was, because I remember this was when we were playing pro clubs. I had a really fun career mode with first Borussia Dortmund,
Mm-hmm.
which now again they've also got the rights back for them. Um,
They had Borussia Dortmund this year as well, anyway. So.
yeah, but they've now got the stadium back and
Oh, do
stuff.
they?
Yeah, they didn't
That's
have it
alright
last
then.
year.
They don't. I don't. I know they don't have the Schalke Stadium this
Oh,
year
really?
for FIFA.
Oh,
Because
that's
obviously that's
disappointing.
with PES,
I like-
and same with the Camp Nou Barcelona Stadium, which they didn't have this year either.
Yeah.
But that's exclusive rights to PES
Mm.
still.
Well, that's a shame about Schalke. I actually really like their stadium because of the net.
I like the interior.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
walk. The what's that? What's it called? The walk.
Yeah, yeah,
Walk. The hallway to the
yeah.
stadium's pitch. Just that the pitch.
The tunnel.
Yeah, that's it. The tunnel. The tunnel to the.
But no, I had really good fun playing as Dortmund, and then this forget who it was, some team that was struggling. I think they might have been in the Bundesliga too, But I don't know.
think-
I had really good fun playing with the German teams. I might do that again now. Borussia Dortmund have the stadium.
Oh, I remember you doing this career mode actually.
Yeah, it was just really fun.
You're like a Bundesliga League Two
Yeah.
team, weren't you?
Yeah, and it was just, I don't know why, it was really fun.
Yeah.
Like, it
I
was a
remember you on
challenge
about
because the
this now.
players were really slow, but I loved it.
Yeah.
And
It's a bit like doing like a Portsmouth career
oh, I
mode
do
or
that. I
something
used to
like
do them all
that.
the time. But for some reason, Portsmouth being in League One is just not as fun. Like being League Two, you get to play against the League Two teams, and I don't know why, but it's kind of all fun because it
Yeah.
feels it.
See,
What I like about playing as League Two is that it feels like League Two. Like
yeah,
playing in the Premier League feels not. I don't want to say too like.
easy.
Yeah,
but
it
I know what you
feels.
mean.
I don't know. Playing in League Two, it's got a real grit to it. Like the pitches are bad, the stadiums are tiny, the teams that
Yeah.
you're playing against are bad, and your players are bad. Like it's
Everything's just bad.
yeah, but it makes it fun, and it's different.
Yeah.
Like Ultimate Team, you're obviously used to using best like players that feel overpowered, like Jesus. Whereas that you don't have any of that. Like you've got this 62 rated Englishman who's got 48 pace, you know, and then you've got
Yeah.
some like bald 35-year-old like Irish man who's got
Yeah.
28 pace as your centre back, but it feels fun, and I don't know
So
why.
you feel like now with the introduction to the Champions League and the Europa League, that it'll feel a lot more rewarding.
Yeah,
When you play
and
as those
it also
teams, when
makes
you
me
get to
wanna-
that stage of your career mode.
and it also makes me want to play like careers like the better teams because I normally stay away from the good teams.
See, I'm because I'm an Arsenal fan. I've always played Arsenal career modes, and obviously we're instantly in the Europa League or Champions League. It's that nice extra feature
Yeah,
to have the actual license and even the presentation package of the Champions League overall, which is just a nice addition.
I wonder how far they're going to go with that. Like, I wonder if they're going to have the you know, like after the ad breaks, it shows the little Champions League stadium thing with the Champions
'cause
music. I wonder if they're going to have that.
obviously you haven't played PES, have you?
No.
With PES, there's like a tournament mode of
Yeah.
the Champions League, and when you start that, it has the proper introduction to the Champions League.
Well, like that.
The little highlights of matches that
Oh
are
wow.
on the
It's probably
flags
going to
and
be
stuff,
exactly the same, isn't it? Like.
yeah, it'll be similar to that, I reckon,
Mm.
which is great because the way that PES dealt with the licensing, they took it with a lot of care.
Yeah.
And I hope FIFA do the same thing.
I think they will.
Pardon me, but yeah, I think it is a great thing that they got the Champions League and Europa League. Anyway,
So, Black Ops.
moving on from football and FIFA and all that shenanigans, I know Alex wants to talk about Black Ops 4, and I don't really know a lot about Black Ops 4 right now. I've watched a few trailers and stuff, but I know you obviously love the Black Ops series a lot more than what I do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll let
Okay. So
take this away.
I don't know about it. I think the gameplay looks. What is
you-
that? I thought that
you
spider
torn?
was just on my leg. Sorry.
Are you torn about it?
No, like the gameplay looks incredible, and I'm definitely gonna buy it.
See, that's the thing. From what I've seen, I think it looks incredible at the moment.
The game.
I think it's the perfect balance between Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
With the mobility of Black Ops 3 kind of being toned down a little bit.
Yeah.
With the fun, incredible gameplay of Black Ops 2.
See,
That makes
what's
sense.
putting me off at the moment is just Activision. Like, the decisions they're making are not great. Like, a lot of games these days have free DLC. Like, that's kind of the
Yeah.
like Fortnite.
Like, Battlefield 5 especially now coming out and saying they're not having a premium pass. Everyone's getting the same content at the same time for no extra cost.
Yeah, I think that's brilliant. And I honestly was expecting Call of Duty to not do the same, but I thought they were going to do something similar. Like, what I've loved about World
Yeah, I
War
know what you
II
mean.
is that the weapons are kind of easy to get in the sense that you can get them through contracts. You get a lot of supply drops for free.
Yeah. I think.
But Black Ops 3, the way you got weapons was just buy as many supply drops as you can.
And I think the only reason that Activision and Call of Duty in itself isn't doing free DLC is because they haven't really taken a misstep in angering the fans into saying we want free DLC.
Yeah, and the thing is,
Whereas
people buy
obviously
it.
with EA and Battlefront 2, the Star
Yeah.
Wars Battlefront series, they took a massive misstep and caused a lot of controversy with the like way they dealt with things in the early stages.
Mm.
And so like, okay, free DLC, free content updates, and obviously they've carried that over into Battlefield 5.
Mm.
But that's just my opinion on why Call of Duty haven't actually done free DLC just
I mean,
yet.
people are enraged by it, but the thing is, people still buy it.
Yeah,
And until
exactly.
people stop buying it, Activision aren't going to stop doing it the way they're doing it because it's working for
Yeah,
them.
I know what you mean. But I think the gameplay of the game actually looks incredible at the moment.
Me too.
I'm excited for it. But the one thing I am buzzed for, and we haven't really seen anything just yet, is the Blackout mode.
Oh
the
yeah,
Battle
I can't
Royale
wait for that.
Blackout mode, which looks absolutely incredible with the multiple maps put into one massive map. The multiple characters you can play as, the drivable vehicles, like on land vehicles, sea vehicles, air vehicles. It's just really exciting. Something we've never never experienced from a Call of Duty game before.
And I'm
It is
just
just
buzzing
it's the exciting possibilities that they can go with in this mode.
because we don't know anything about it. Like we've seen that mini trailer, which
No.
is I don't know. It's
Exactly.
very simplistic in the way that it tells us what we need to know, but it doesn't tell us what we want
Yeah.
to know. Like I want to know if we can squad up because
Yeah, I reckon there's definitely going to be a squad mode and a solo
that's
mode
going to be
and
so
a
fun.
duos mode. It's just cool because it's also going to obviously be, I presume, in first person perspective as well.
Which is something that we don't get from Fortnite.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
I
But you
can't
do
wait.
get it in PUBG.
PUBG, yeah,
And
but the
you
graphics
do,
aren't.
but not
You know,
the graphics and on Xbox and console PlayerUnknown Battleground isn't the best in my opinion. It's just very clunky to play, and Fortnite's just a lot more
it's
fun in my
it's
opinion.
not really.
Anyway.
It's a cartoony sort of thing, isn't it? Where it's fun.
Yeah, it's not even just graphics; it's just the way it plays.
Yeah.
It's just a lot more fun to play, and the gameplay of Fortnite is what makes it so much more popular.
Yeah.
I think.
But I think with Call of
And
Duty, it's going to be
yeah,
really interesting because Fortnite has bullet drop, damage fall off, and all this.
yeah.
I wonder what they're going to do, and building as well. Like
I reckon the way there's definitely not going to be any
no,
building in
no,
the Black Ops 4 Blackout mode,
no.
but I reckon the way players die, and definitely now with the inclusion of self healing in the normal multiplayer,
Yeah.
I reckon that'll get carried over into the Blackout mode.
Mm.
But I reckon the way players die is going to be very similar to how players die in multiplayer,
Yeah.
with 150 health.
Oh yeah.
And you get shot like a few times. You can in the multiplayer as well. You can see the health bar as you shoot your opponent,
I don't like that.
which will get carried over
I'm honestly not a fan
into
of that.
Blackout.
I don't know why.
I like it. I think it lets you know just how much you got to shoot your player before they die.
Yeah, but,
I think it's tactically a lot better.
yeah,
A lot of
tactics. That is
this,
true. Yeah.
a lot of this like inclusions help with the battle royale mode that they're including now.
Mm.
So a lot of them sort of come together to support both the multiplayer and that Blackout
Yeah.
mode. So that's probably why they've done a lot of this stuff to complement each mode.
Yeah. Now with the storyline, the fact there is no campaign, I'm
not bothered about
see.
it.
I am. I think
I'm not worried.
there was.
What else? What else have they got to talk about?
No, I know. That's
in
the
Black
thing.
Ops? Because obviously this is coming before Black Ops 3.
Yeah.
So I'm not really that bothered. I didn't play the storyline for Black Ops 3.
No, that's the
I thought
thing.
I thought it was a bit.
That's the
pants.
thing. Like, That's why I really wanted there to be one, because the Black Ops 3 campaign was dreadful, but the Black Ops 1
Maybe
campaign
that's because they
was.
maybe because they couldn't think of anything new to do for the Black Ops 3. So like maybe we don't focus on that as much, and we focus on something we know that's going to be massively popular amongst a lot of the fans,
Yeah.
a majority of the fans in that battle royale mode, which is a wise move in all honesty. I'm happy they've done that.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. No, I think it's going to be a good idea. I can't help but miss it. Like, the Black Ops 1
know what you
campaign
mean.
was the best campaign. I love it.
In any Call of Duty, it's the best
Definitely.
campaign.
And then the Black Ops 2 was a great
Black Ops 2
follow-up.
was all right. It was all right.
Yeah.
It wasn't the best.
But I liked what they did.
It was very ambitious, and maybe sometimes the ambition didn't pay off, but at the same time, some of it did at the same time.
But on the
And
gameplay
Black Ops 3 was a bit pants.
thing, yeah, the Black. That's the only campaign in Call of Duty that I've not finished that I've started.
It's just awful.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy
I
it.
don't get what's going on. There's things about babies. Did you
Yeah.
get up to the baby mission?
No.
You were in a
I
forest
stopped.
and
I was like in the third mission and just like, no, I'm
Yeah.
not having this.
I tried and then I stopped when there was a baby. Right. So you're in a forest and it's all weird and there's like lines of trees or like a line of trees and you hear a baby crying. And you go up to this baby that's in like a pram or under a tree, I can't remember. And you just pick up this baby and then you need to go to the next one and then stuff starts happening.
It's weird.
I just don't
That
really
is
get
weird.
it.
No, it's weird. That sounds weird. I'm glad I didn't play
Type
it.
in Black Ops 3 baby mission after.
Well, I will. We'll do later.
Very weird.
Moving on now from Black Ops 4. What obviously E3's recently just finished.
Mm-hmm.
Literally today, I think, was the last day of E3
Yeah.
2018. I know you didn't watch a lot of it,
No.
but out of a lot of the games you did see at the various conferences and gameplay demos and that, what games stood out to you the most?
For me, definitely The Last of Us 2. Now I'm currently playing.
Yeah, Last of Us Part 2 looks incredible. Can't wait for it. Even though it's probably not going to come out until probably middle to the end of 2019.
That's good though, because we've got so much.
And the thing is, they haven't announced a release date, so it could be 2020 before we see it.
Yeah, but that's okay because we've got a lot of games this year. We've got obviously FIFA, Call of Duty, and then the big one for me, Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, the new Fallout game's coming out this year as well.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
There's so many games, and then obviously next year, oh, even Spider-Man. Spider-Man comes out this year, which I'm so hyped for. Then obviously next year you have the likes of the new. I don't know. There's loads of games coming out next year. It's hard to think what game is coming out next year. One sec. Right, you go and talk about why you like Last of Us. Why are you excited for it?
Okay. I've never played Last of Us until literally 5 minutes before we started this podcast. Ollie gave me his PlayStation 3 Last of Us to borrow, and it looks very fun. But the reason I wanted to play it is literally because I saw that gameplay trailer, and it just looked incredible. Like the graphics looked amazing.
Yeah, even the graphics in
on the
PlayStation 3 one are incredible,
Yeah.
and the gameplay for it for a 2013 game, even though it's 5 years ago, it doesn't seem that long.
Yeah,
the game is an incredible game. It's one of the best games I've ever played. Yeah, it is incredible. I reckon you'll enjoy it.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go in a minute, but before we go, I don't know, just the mechanics of it looked really good. Like the shooting.
Yeah, you'll get to a point in this game, in the original Last of Us, where you'll see the similarities between the Last of Us Part 2 demo that they showed at E3 and the game, the original Last of Us.
Yeah.
But games that are coming out next year, we have Kingdom Hearts 3, Anthem, which is the new BioWare game by E3, which looks half decent. Crackdown 3, Days Gone. Days Gone is a zombie game, alright, and comes out February 22nd next year. And if you have, I don't know if you know Alex.
Is that the one with like the mass hordes of zombies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one. It looks so good. It's an open world game. It looks like a Walking Dead type situation in many ways, with Daryl and all that. It looks like you're playing a character almost identical to Daryl, not like looks wise, but the way he acts and that sort of thing. I think that game looks like it could be incredible. I'm really excited for that. Got a bunch of other games coming out next year, but yeah, Last of Us Part 2 really stood out to me. The gameplay demo they showed, and it just looks incredible. And even the story, I'm excited to see where the story with Ellie goes.
Yeah,
because obviously you're not up to that bit yet. You're not up to. You haven't been introduced to her character yet in the original one. But yeah, she's a really good character, and this takes place 5 years after the original one. And she's sort of learning who she is as a person. Obviously, going through that stage of relationships.
Yeah.
and that sort of thing. And it does look really exciting, and I cannot wait to get my hands on the game.
One-
And I know it's going to be a long time till we do get it, but I just can't wait.
One thing
But I hope. But okay,
I
sorry.
was gonna say, one thing that annoyed me was I saw a lot of people complain about how many female lead characters there were, and it was just really getting on my nerves.
See, that's the thing. For games like Tomb Raider, obviously having Lara Croft, and The Last of Us Part 2, they're gonna have them female
Well,
leads
yeah.
because they're already in the universe, and that makes sense. And even for games like Assassin's Creed, it doesn't bother me where you can choose between. And it's Assassin's Creed Odyssey. This is
Yeah.
the new one that's coming out later this year. But yeah, you can play as a female or male character, and it doesn't bother me. It just gives the players more options to express who they want to be and what kind of game they want to play.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
I think it's good. It doesn't bother me, and it's ridiculous that people are having an outrage.
I know
about it.
if as long as the character has depth to it, it literally does not matter like at all. Especially with like Call of Duty, like people are annoyed that you could play it as a woman in Call of Duty. Now, Call of Duty is not like people moan more about that than like. Have you seen the Tesla gun? Well, basically, you can use one of the super weapons in multiplayer on one
So
mode.
is there like point about it being outraged? Is it that they don't believe it's realistic?
That, and also I just think it's in general they just don't
Call
like
of
having
Duty-
women.
Call of Duty isn't a realistic franchise at
No.
all.
No,
Even though some of the eras they depict, it still doesn't.
no,
It still isn't a realistic game.
no, exactly. And the thing is, they moan
You're
more
lit-
about
you're
having a
literally-
woman in the game than having your gun have diamonds on it or have a camo that moves. Like, and what I don't get is that you have the option to literally not choose that character. So I
Yeah,
just
no,
don't
I
see the
know.
problem. I'm probably gonna have to go though. I think we're gonna have to wrap this up. Over an
Nice.
hour.
Well, it's been quite cushy.
It has.
On that bombshell of us talking about females and video
Yeah.
games, which I don't know how we even got onto that topic, but yeah, on that bombshell, World Cup started. We're buzzed for it. E3's just ended. We're excited for many games, including The Last of Us, FIFA 19, and Call of Duty Black Ops 4, and a bunch of other games like Red Dead Redemption 2, even though it wasn't shown at E3. We're still hyped for Red Dead Redemption 2, which I cannot wait, and I hope that lasts. It entertains me for a long enough period that I just forget that Last of Us 2 comes around, and when Last of Us 2 does come around,
I mean,
then
GTA has
it's
done
like,
that.
yes.
Like, I've been happy with having GTA for 5 years, or however long it's
Yeah.
been, 4 years. So I think Red
Yeah.
Dead Redemption is going to be like that, but better. Because
Yeah.
they're gonna have way more opportunities with the technology nowadays as well.
Exactly, yeah. So it's exciting time to be a gamer, exciting time to be a World Cup fan and a football fan
And an England fan.
and an England
Football's
fan.
coming home.
Yeah, football is indeed coming home. And on that bombshell, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening to myself, Oliver, and Alex.
Hello. Or
And
bye-bye.
Until next time, good night.
But before you go, don't forget,
All right.
if you're listening to this on a website like SoundCloud or iTunes, or like I said, a website that it is up that we don't know about currently,
Indeed.
please check out our YouTube channel. Give us a subscribe because
Yeah.
we will be uploading
And
these to
Pornhub.
YouTube as well, but with visual stuff. I didn't hear what you said.
Don't
Okay,
worry.
I'll listen to that when I'm editing. And yeah, so please give us a subscribe, and
Nice.
thank you for listening to our voices. And
Yeah, thank you for listening, and it's been a pleasure. And until next time, when we decide to do
which
another
we will be
podcast.
doing often, I think, because they're fun.
Yeah, I reckon this is a good format. I'm excited for it,
Okay,
and it's gone quite smoothly.
it has. Yeah, I'm very happy right now. So anyway,
Right.
thank you very much for listening. From me,
Another
Alex.
And myself, Oliver.
See you later.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye bye. Ciao.
Adios.
Ciao, ciao for now.